Welcome back to my Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm Darling. As we see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhallow today. Well, we'll be vibing out as per usual. What have I been up to today? Not a huge amount. Just had some grapes. Grapes are pretty tasty. I played, over the past few days, I've played more of a new Genshin Impact update, the Samara update. I've finished now the main quest. It's pretty good. Is what I say. If you play Genshin Impact, I don't imagine there's much of an overlap between Animal Crossing and Genshin Impact, so we won't stick with that conversational thread for too long. But I thought it was pretty cool. Anyway, I don't know what to talk about. Oh, you know what? Yeah, actually, I thought it was something to talk about, but we'll get into that in a second. Hello, everyone. Right now in Fawnhallow, it's 4:35 p.m. on Friday, August 26, 2022. Oh, today's Rowan's birthday, so we need to make sure we actually visit him and actually gift him a gift of fruit. Because a non-native fruit, for some reason, is one of the best gifts to give to a villager on their birthday. But yeah, I am going to talk about Rebus puzzles, or dingbats, as I think I feel like I've talked about them before. Hold on. Actually, before I go on this whole conversational thread, it's entirely possible that oh, apparently it's also International Dog Day. I didn't know that was a thing, but hold on. Have I talked about it before? Rebus. I haven't talked about Rebuses. Okay, well, I mean, the whole reason I talk about it is one of my friends, they sent some Rebus puzzles just like in our Discord. I don't really know necessarily what was their motivation for it. They probably just saw it and was like, oh, that's quite funny, and sent it, and I saw it and I was like, Rebus puzzles, I love Rebus puzzles. But for some reason in my head they're also called dingbats in the UK, but I guess dingbats are kind of different because dingbats is, for one, probably a trademark term and kind of refers to only like sort of word puzzle games. If you don't know what Rebus puzzles are, they're kind of like an infamous words of catchphrase, say what you see sort of puzzles. They will represent a common like saying or phrase, or perhaps like a movie title, song name, etc., in some very sort of abstract way. So like one of them, which always sticks in my mind from like a school trip, which I will get onto that in a second, is one which was like a giant lowercase u and then there's two tiny letters in the middle which said BC, and then you're like, what does that mean? Well, it's a BC in a U, so it's be seeing you. It's a phrase, be seeing you. That's kind of like a Rebus, a dingbats. All those sort of puzzles fall into that sort of category of like you don't really understand them immediately, but if you figure out the exact way they want you to talk about it, it'll paint a picture for you. And if it's the first time you ever heard of Rebus puzzles or dingbats, you might sort of like groan. You might be like, ugh. Like an eye roll sort of thing. To be fair, they are kind of like the puns of a puzzle world, is probably how I'd draw a comparison. There's not like some overlying grand structure or grand strategy that you need to really tackle Rebus puzzles, I suppose, except for maybe like a creative and thinking and flexible mind sort of thing. It's all very sort of, it probably is the best comparison I've ever made. They very much are the puns of a puzzle world. As puns are to jokes, Rebuses are to puzzles, or like riddles or things like that. I don't know, at least that's sort of my impression of them. They are sort of meant to be, I'm not going to say grown worthy necessarily, but there are sort of things that when you get them, you just kind of like, and you sort of have like an exasperated sighs, you roll your eyes, but also you kind of feel like, you're like, that's kind of clever at the same time, Same thing with sort of puns. It's, I guess it helps if there's sort of like very sort of like short bursts of things, and if anything, I guess a lot of them do, it kind of feels like a visual pun, if anything. So go look a few up if you're curious of what on earth he's on. I will regale you with the stories of my youth following dingbats and Rebus puzzles. Now it's a bit weird because I swear I don't know why dingbats is in my mind. I think it was sold as a board game or something in the UK, like it must be in like the 60s or something, which is why they were always called that, because it was something we used to kind of do in school. So let me have some water. The tartness of a grapes really sort of drying my mouth. I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, we used to do them in school. One major time I can remember doing them in school, which is even where I got the BC new puzzle from, is when we had, I was year 9ish, so that would make me about 15 or 14 or so. Is that right? I was 12 in year 7, 13, 14. Okay, so I was 14 in year 9. And we went on this trip. It was actually like a big camping trip. We went like through this big hiking trail in the UK, and it was honestly a pretty cool time. We was only there for like 5 days. I actually had to leave early because I had dislocated my shoulder, so that's a story for another time. But yeah, it was basically a camping trip where we walked a long distance, we camped, and then like along the way we had to do like these puzzle things. It's basically like a really a really, really stretched out sort of like treasure hunt, puzzle hunt sort of thing, where I remember we were split into groups of ability as well, but not ability as in like mental accuracy, more like physical ability, because, you know, at the core of it, it basically was a long hike, and I was in the lowest group because I had terrible stamina. From what I recall, so I probably would have died if I like joined the most athletic group of, you know, trying to do all the like massive hikes that they went on, which is, you know, in retrospect, I'm kind of glad for it, and you know, a lot of my friends were in that group as well. But I remember we had to load of puzzles, do a load of activities on the way, and like there was 4 other teams, and we were team 4, and we'd slowly like accrue points depending on like how well we did. Like I remember one of the days it was like basically a scavenger hunt kind of thing, where basically on the entire walk you had to look out for certain things worth a certain amount of points, like certain animals. And I remember one of them was like windmills, and I don't know, that's a story for another time. But anyway, one of the days, the sort of like ongoing puzzle which he had for the entire day was Rebus puzzles, as dingbats. It was basically we got given like a sheet of like 50 of the dingbat puzzles. I'm not even sure if it's 50 or so, but somewhere in that vicinity. It was quite a lot. I filled out the entire A4 page, maybe 2 A4 pages, and we were just like, okay, we basically have to like we have to figure out what all these puns or what all these things stand for in the end. And I remember it was one I was very consumed by the entire time. You know, I just remember walking, sort of like looking at puzzles, being like trying to sort of divine the answers out of nowhere. But to this day, the only one I remember is that BC one, because I remember us looking at it. And, you know, I was talking to my friend about it. He's also, you know, he's also quite likes puzzles and riddles and that sort of thing. It was we seeing a BC new, and we were like, maybe BC is meant to be like a past, you know, like BC AD, that sort of thing. So it's like seeing the past. We were like, is it the past in you, you in the past, or something like that? I don't know. We kept saying stuff like that. But I remember, like we got to, because sometimes we did walks, and then sometimes we also got into the vans for some reason. I think if they tried to take us to like a thing which was kind of off a beaten path, because, you know, we did like below ropes, we went to like activity centres and that sort of thing. I remember us going into a van, and then me just like having that epiphany, being like, oh my god, it's BC in you, and me telling my friend, and him having that sort of like exasperated side, like eye roll, being like, of course it is. That makes perfect sense. And then I still remember it because we forgot to write it down, actually, you know, after I remembered it. So when we actually gave in the answers, we didn't actually put that down as one of the answers, because I forgot I figured that one out. But, you know, whatever. You might be like, what happened at the end of that entire journey? Did your group win? I heard we came second, because, as I said, I had to leave on the final day because I ended up, you know, dislocating my shoulder. First of second of many dislocations, and back before I even really knew what I had much of a problem with my shoulder. But, I ended up dislocating my shoulder in like one of the games of tag we played. It was a really scary time because I had no idea what it was, and it was literally one of the first big injuries I ever had. And it popped itself back in like while I was actually in the waiting room about something, but I didn't really know what to think of it. That's a pretty stressful time, you know, probably stressful for, you know, the school and also my parents. I remember like the moment it popped out as well, me, and I was just like sort of like on the ground as well, just being like, ow, this hurts a great deal, and I'm no idea why. And my teachers being like, okay. I remember them like calling like a A&E or something about it, being like, okay, like the shoulder is like considerably lower than what I feel like it should be. I don't know why that sticks in my memory. I remember like being in the car as well, the teachers basically were like, okay, I'm going to try and drive really carefully, because basically every single time went up and down, like it moved my shoulder again, and then like caused me like a jolt of pain. Anyway, good times. Well, okay, maybe not like great times or anything, but now I'm not in the moment anymore. It's sort of just like a fun story to talk about. Anyway, highlight of trip, dingbats. Okay, not really, but still. But it was also a thing that happened in later years. I'm going to say, because as the UK sort of like school structure goes, we have like form duties, like houses kind of sort of thing for each of our years. So like in my form, it's basically where you do like registration or roll call at the beginning of the day and at lunchtime. With this teacher, a form teacher, a form tutor. No, I can't remember the actual terminology, I'm going to be honest. And we're like 30 of us in a class or something, and you know, throughout the early years, those are your classmates before you start getting into classes which are divided up by ability or by timetable, etc, etc. And I remember one of the activities we sometimes did in the morning during those form periods Because the form period is like 15 minutes, where normally, like, if it's your year's turn to go to assembly, you'll go to assembly, or you'll, you know, have certain other duties like litter picking, etc, etc. But on days where we didn't have stuff, like, one of the things we do would be dingbats, and I absolutely love doing those dingbats. They're always fantastically great fun, in my opinion. The only one I remember is one where it had the word TI, and then it had, it was literally just the word TI, let me think, LEVARTME. It was just that, and I remember I was working on it with my friend, being like, oh, what is that, and then, you know, sort of the epiphany being like, it's kind of like time around the word travel, and we were like, oh my god, it's time travel, and then we found out the answer was actually travel back in time, and we were like, that's close enough, we're gonna give ourselves a point for that. Even though that doesn't really count. I sort of just like took a step back and be like, why? No one cares about these sort of stories except for me, but I'm still talking about them anyway. Oh yeah, sorry, the whole thing which sort of set off this conversation in the first place. Oh, Discord message. Oh, okay, I should probably, okay, I'm going to do that after I finish recording this Animal Crossing episode. Yeah, they posted one of these Rebus puzzles. I don't even know where they necessarily got it from. Or where they even found it. Actually, I just noticed it's got a Reddit username at the bottom. User/Efio. I don't know. But anyway, if you want to try and find out yourself on Reddit, it's Efio, it's Terabus free. And it was great fun, you know. They sent it and I just sort of just like sat there, well, okay, I didn't like sat there thinking about it. I did sit there thinking about it for like 5 minutes, and then, you know, while I was doing other stuff, I had it sort of like running as a background process. I don't know why I always describe things in such a way which makes me sound like an android or like a computer or something. Being like, oh, I just booted it up as a background process while other things ran in parallel. No, but it's the sort of thing, you know, you think about sort of like passively rather than actively, and back and forth, and that's sometimes what you need. I mean, it's just a puzzle in general, and sometimes you need to take a step back to actually figure out exactly what's going on. But those ones are good fun, and it sort of just like brought me back to those memories. I was like, whoosh, suddenly remembered all those times I did like Rebus puzzles, and when I was younger. Are they called Rebus puzzles, or are they called dingbats? Or are those two separate things? Actually, Rebus puzzles I think are more visual. Dingbats tend to be more about words, isn't it? Rebus puzzle. Rebus puzzle brain teasers. What if I just search dingbats? General dingbats Ken's quiz site. What does that even mean? Are these like daily dingbats? Are these the actual ones? No way. Are these the actual ones we had on our school trip? It has like the same layout. There's only 18 of them. I'm just trying to see if I can find the BC one. And I'll just be like, oh my god, our schools just stole them from here. Okay, I don't see it. I mean, maybe we could do some of these right now. I'm on kensquiz.co.uk/tabletop quizzes hyphenated, word puzzles hyphenated, dingbats/dingbats -1. You can probably just search Ken's quiz for dingbats. Let's try and do some of these dingbats, eh? It was a lot harder than I remember. Okay, I don't see any of these, but I immediately understand off the top of my head. Apart from number 5 is obviously fork in the road. Number 6 is potato. That one's quite a common one. Number 7 is within reason. Oh, okay, number 8 is an alphabet without I. I-K-L-N. I-K-L-N. What? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. I-K-L kiln? No, alphabet kiln, it doesn't make sense. Male, I don't know, homophones? No, number 10 must be like know it all or something, but that doesn't make sense. At least I can't see that link right now. Bren Jr. Child of Bren. What the heck is Gmaidby? Okay, these are harder than I thought. Or maybe it's just hard to do while also trying to play Animal Crossing at the same time. 13. I want to say there's a time and a place, but I don't think it has a time and a place. Unless it literally is, there is a time and a place. I don't know. Feels a bit unsatisfying. I don't know what Roberts are. I guess 16 is meant to be good looking. Tall, old, small world. It's a small world, maybe? No, that doesn't make sense. XQQME. What the heck is Q men E2? That's number 1. Q male. Q boy. Q many. I don't know. What's language? Foreign language. Foreign language. Oh, you see, they're very much like the puns, you know. There's the same sort of reaction, being like, I don't know what it through. A tick between the eyes. It must be something between the eyes. Right between the eyes. There we go. I'm actually getting these. Number 4. I mean, it almost smells criminal, but it's missing. Oh, I forgot to get you a gift. I need to make sure. I forgot to get you a gift, bro, and I forgot it was your birthday. Crim is missing IN. I don't know. I can't even think of like a phrase with criminal in. What can we do? We've been using. What's this alphabet? What's male? Mailman? Mailmen? Doesn't make sense. No. I don't know. Let's look at the answers. Why not? I mean, we got 5 of these to go through. It's gonna take a while for you to try and like think of all of them. 3 men in a boat. Oh, QET is Queen Elizabeth II, I guess. Foreign language right between the eyes. That says crim in all. Oh, crim in all. Okay, well. I didn't say criminal, so, you know, I'm going to give myself a half point of that. Missing link. Oh, I didn't... You know what I did? Is then I was like, it's missing ILKN. And I was like, kiln? So what does that mean? There's no kiln in alphabet. Postman. Is male. I'm not sure I get that one. I guess it's just like synonyms. Male is post. Male is man. No 2 ways about it. No 2 ways about it. That's a pretty good one, I'm not gonna lie. Son of a gun. Bren. I guess Bren is a gun. I don't know what that means. Made in Great Britain. Oh, that's what Jamaica B means. Another time, another place. Oh. That doesn't really feel like another, seeing as that's the only one. I feel like there's a time and a place. It's a lot better. I'm gonna give myself extra marks for that one. I did a better answer than what you did. Honor among thieves. Is OBE honor? Or RBRS? I've got no clue. I didn't get that one. Mother-in-law. I actually completely forgot about that one. I did see the mum and police, but I was like, mum and police is not a thing. Good looking, yeah. It's a small world after all. Is that what I said? I said it's a small world. I don't know if I said the after all part. I'll give myself half points. Excuse me, I didn't even try and say that one out loud. I just looked at it and went, what's that? And then stopped looking. Okay, I'm actually back. Now I've actually remembered a present. I'm still doing dingbats, so I think that's a great fun. Dingbats 2. Okay, number 2 must be an inside job. Quack, quack, cluck, cluck. Duck, duck, goose, goose. It doesn't make any sense. Goose, do geese make cluck noises? I don't know. Shotgun. I guess that's meant to be sword off shotgun. What's number 6 meant to be? Is that something? But this must be a something in something one. Birthdays bring back such memories. Hamlet, word, what? Pinnacles? Pals? Friends? What? Friends in high places! That's what number 9 is. Oh, 7 is ping pong, because it's PNG, PNG. That's pretty good. Weather? You, just me. Just between you and me? I guess that's meant to be bowled over, number 12. The commons. Something on the house? Something about alcohol on the house? I don't know. 2 YRs O. Ow. What does that mean? 2 Y. I don't know. You know, it's not as interesting as I thought it would be. You know, just sitting here doing dingbats. I'm gonna be honest. If it maybe not my short attention span. Maybe my attention span has like been shorter since when I was a child. Or maybe these were a lot more fun when I was, you know, doing a hike along with my friends at the same time. Now I'm just kind of someone who's trying to like multitask doing 2 things at once. Oh, well, we might as well finish this thing back too. Number 16 must be undercover cop. 17, I know, something about capitals. Missing capitals. Doesn't make any sense. Right liberty? What does that even mean? I don't know. Okay, let's not even try very hard. Dingbats 2 answers. Crossword puzzle. Number 1. Alright, inside job, got that one. Can't spell for toffee. I've never even heard that phrase. I'm going to be honest, but I'm going to assume it's a common one. Foul language. Sawn off shotgun. Sword off shotgun, sword off shotgun. Same thing, maybe. I don't actually know if there's much of a diff. I mean, hold on, that's probably just like a conjugation difference or something. Customized grow fruit tree. Sell things, okay. Backseat driver. Oh, I didn't try reversing the entire thing. I kept looking for something in something. Ping pong, got that one. 8 play on words, just in general. I've read of a number as a part of the thing. Yeah, I'm just saying that's a graphic design issue. You know, you put like a little period there or something, or like a bracket being like, oh, this signifies this part of the answer. Just saying. Friends in high places, got that one. Bad spell or whatever. Fair enough. Just between you and me, got that one. Bowled over, got that one. Drinks around the house. Oh, nah, I'll say that's close enough. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to wire. And then worry about because it's worry backwards. I see. A rise in temperature. A rise in temperature. Undercover cop. A tale of two cities. Oh, because it's a tale of the cities. I see. A downright liberty. What's it? A downright liberty? That's a phrase? I've never even heard of that before. Anyway, turns out Dingbats weren't really as fun as I thought it'd be. Sort of just think there. Oh, apparently Dingbats are a thing in typography. I don't want the typesetter's ornament. I want the game. It's a board game. Oh, it is a board game. In the 60s? In the 80s? Oh. It was a good guess, though. Renamed Dingbats is a registered trademark in the UK and the European Union. That's probably why I have it as like it's like a brand name in my head. It's called Whatsits in North America and Catchits in Australia, apparently. Are syndicated international newspapers, really? I never saw them in any of the newspapers I've read. Yeah, again, when's the last time I read a newspaper? Okay, you got me there. It's been quite a long time. I don't even see them on the trains anymore. That used to be like my daily, not my daily, my source of newspapers. Would just be like when used to take a train to school. They always used to be like piles of them just sort of like left about the place. Now people don't read them anymore, I'm going to be honest. What's the point is, I suppose in the end it's a bit of a waste of paper. And they always make your hands so dirty. That's why I hate about most of it about like, newspapers. Like all the ink which is always like left over just like gets onto your fingers. I like to have clean fingers at least, you know, certainly before I go to school. I forgot what nuclear missions we had, despite the fact I literally just looked at them. I was like, something to do with a shovel, and that's probably to dig up fossils. Trio shrubs are quite annoying. Catch bugs, catch wolfroach. I guess we'll catch wolfroach when we'll try and get some fossils maybe at the same time. And then hopefully we can also sell them at the end of a day to get some enough money to hit with whatever market is, 5,000 or so. Yeah. I know, Rebuses, Dingbats. I must have talked about Dingbats. Did I only search Rebus? I really feel like I've spoken about this before. Because something in the back of my mind saw that website and was like, this site looks a little bit familiar. But I can tell how. Do I Dingbat? No, I haven't done Dingbats either. I don't know. I guess Dingbats are trademark term, so perhaps that's not call it a Dingbat, eh? Don't want to get sued by, I don't know who owns it, like Hasbro or something, Milton Bradley. It's always those two, probably, who make your games. What am I doing? Oh, I'm looking for fossils! I forgot. I can't even think of any like amusing ones off the top of my head or anything. It's just like, that's all I got, you know, Dingbat wise. I don't remember any more from my childhood. Anything like that. Can I remember any other interesting stories about them? Not really. Drink some water. Because I'm thirsty. Get some more fossils. Because I'm dirty. Get me some money. Because I'm in poverty? I don't know. I'm not actually. I just couldn't think of rhyme, I'm going to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit strange because I used to really love those puzzles when I was younger, but I suppose like the selection of things you like of entertainment you have access to when you know you're in form period in year 8 or whatever in school time, kind of sort of clouds your view exactly what sort of things that you're like, oh yeah, that's great. Slash, I could give out a pass, you know? Could take it or leave it. We're okay. Apologies, a little bit of a pause there. We do have 3 fossils though, so we can quickly hop in over to Blabbers, get them evaluated and sell them. Oh, hello. My phone giving me more notifications. Don't you worry. Yeah, what was I going to say? I don't know. I'm surprised that Rebus puzzles I don't find as interesting anymore. To be fair, they very much feel like a sort of like newspaper-esque puzzle, isn't it? There used to be one newspaper I used to see on the train when I went to school. I can't remember what it's called, to be honest. I think it's called like a word wheel or something. It's basically like 7... It's basically a countdown conundrum, I suppose, but with 7-letter long words rather than 9 long. Because it had like a letter in the middle and then like 6 letters around it in like I don't know, a dartboard pattern seems like a weird way to describe it, but that's how first thing that came to mind. And what you're meant to do is you're meant to be like, oh, how many words can you make using this combination of letters? You must use the center letter in every single one of your words, and there's always a special word which actually uses all the letters. And for some reason, I remember in my head one of them was ambulance once. ambulance. Okay, so maybe it was 8 letters. I don't remember. been a hot minute since I've seen that newspaper, so I can't tell you I recall. But yeah, I don't know. That's in my head. I feel like dingbats fall into that sort of category, does it not? It feels rather similar in that sort of sense. It's sort of like unsurprising, I think. That maybe that, but not so interesting to do like en masse in bulk. You sort of just look at them and be like, oh yeah, okay, I guess. But you know, when you're on like a school trip, you know, and you're just walking, I suppose, rather than like keeping your thoughts to yourself, you can keep them out loud with solving puzzles or something like that. Always equally entertaining, or not equally entertaining, depending on who you are. Perhaps if you're 14-year-old me, then you'd be like, this is the best thing ever, this is my life, this is what I live for. If you're, you know, 10 years, if you're me from 10 years on, you might be like, you know what? Good on you, 10-year-old previously me, but not 10-year-old previously. I can't speak 10 years in the past me, but, you know, I think that the time for me and dingbats have come and gone. I don't know, this is a weird episode. I'm just going to round off this episode here, so if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Any likes, comments, subscription, shares are greatly appreciated. Join the Dear Darling Discord and follow me on Twitter down below. Hope we see each other again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now.